we're seeing the buyer be quite resilient at the RealReal. We're seeing consumers' trends being quite strong around fine jewelry, watches, handbags. We're definitely probably a tariff beneficiary, but at the same time, there's other things kind of impacting our business. Resale is becoming more mainstream. That's number one, and definitely seeing that led by the Gen Z and millennial consumer. We're seeing fine jewelry and watches be very popular, like I mentioned, gold pricing, silver pricing going up. And then we're also seeing gifting becoming less of a stigma in resale. So almost 60% of consumers now say they prefer the secondary market outright. So seeing luxury and seeing resale specifically becoming much more mainstream right now.
Now, you've been aggressively cost-cutting, restructuring your commission model and so on. Is there any danger that you will maybe not get in the supply that you need in order to keep supplying this market?
Yeah, so, it's interesting. I think that one of the things is that there's $200 billion trapped in people's closets. That's just in the US alone. And so it's such an untapped industry at the end of the day. And $80 billion gets added to that every year. So much luxury goods just in the US alone. And so many of these people have never consigned anything before. So we're seeing people become kind of introduced to luxury for the first time. So double-digit new seller growth, for example. So people are really starting to change the way they shop, and they're checking the prices in the secondary market before they're even purchasing in the primary market.
I wanted to talk about prices, Rati, because our very own Amanda Mull at Bloomberg wrote just a few days ago, 2019, the price of a Chanel flat bag, $5,800. Fast forward to right now, it's over $11,000. I'm wondering just how much the growth of the RealReal is coming out of the fact that people feel like they just can't stomach the prices in the luxury market.
Yeah, so there's a couple things happening. Anytime the price increases in the primary market, our pricing goes up too. So for whatever reasons, whether it's tariffs, whether the pricing of a Chanel bag goes up, for whatever reason, our prices go up as well. But like I said, what we're also seeing is more volume coming through. So more people being introduced to luxury and testing it out. And then they get that first paycheck, right? They get that first paycheck for the bag, and then they go back into the primary market. What we're actually seeing is that circular economy. And so they'll go back into the primary market with their check and buy the newest trend or buy something that they've been eyeing, and then they'll consign 2 or 3 things instead. So we'll see that kind of trade up happening as well.
And what are the consumers typically gravitating for on the RealReal? Are they looking for a bargain on a classic luxury item, or are they turning to secondhand markets when they want to buy something trendier?
Yeah, so we're seeing that intersection between value and luxury. That's what we offer, right, at the end of the day. And then you've got very unique items. So most of our items you can't buy anywhere else. So they're looking for those one-of-a-kind pieces. They're kind of maybe done with the trends or everything's starting to look the same. It's the badge of honor to wear something very unique from the RealReal. So think of them like drops. Thousands of items get dropped every day that are very unique to the consumer. So that's number one. Fine jewelry, like I mentioned, watches, handbags, vintage is a big one. As is condition. Again, seeing more of that value play come through. People are looking for that value. They'll take something that maybe is in fair condition instead of pristine condition, just so that it costs a little less at the end of the day.
There are competitors out there now, Fashion File, Rebag, and so on. How do you compete with them, Rati?
Yeah, so, when I think about the RealReal, it's really around, we offer very depth in product, so we don't offer just one category, right? It's handbags, it's jewelry, watches, fashion, textiles, silverware, all of that we're offering at the RealReal. So there's a lot of, and then we give you cash up front, and that's really important, right? Versus trade up or trade in. And then you earn the most with us, and that's really important to say. And the reason why is because of the trust that we built with the consumer. Because because you can sign with us, because we've got almost 50 million members now that we've built trust with, because of our pricing algorithms,
Yes.
you can earn the most with us at the end of the day.
I'm curious as well, how much are your physical stores contributing? Are they contributing to the bottom line? And, is it just a marketing play at the end of the day? And when does that bottom line, by the way, turn positive?
Yeah, so the stores pay back very quickly, actually. And what we see is a halo impact. So it's meeting the consignor where they are, whether they want to drop off in a store on their way to work, whether they want a van pickup at 3 p.m. this afternoon on demand, they can book that from their app. And we're seeing the consignor, the seller, consign more items when they interact with the store, and more high value items because they're meeting with a gemologist and watchmaker. So yes, it's a place that people get introduced to our brand. A quarter of our new consignors come from the stores, from our retail locations. But we more see a halo impact. So from the consignor consigning more for us, with us, and then spending more at the end of the day too.